Now let's follow up on this energy situation and catch up with Nationals MP and former Resources Minister Keith Pitt. Keith, you would have heard my introduction. Where have I got this wrong? What am I missing out on? How are we actually helping the country?
Well, you're missing nowhere and nothing. You're right on the money. I mean, the Albanese government is now saying to manufacturing in this country, you don't need affordable, reliable electricity and gas. You don't need to be in the right location. You don't need an available workforce. You don't need to be on logistics and freight routes. You don't need to resource all the things you need for whatever it is you're building. All you have to do is be in a marginal Labor seat and build componentry for solar panels and wind turbines. That's it. Chris, not everyone in this country can be employed by the taxpayer. This has eventually got to come to a stop.
It's such a problem. Now, of course, if we could produce the solar panels in this country ourselves rather than importing them all from China, that would be a great thing for the country. But if this was economically viable, it would have happened before now. Sure, we've seen so many of these attempts by government in the past. They love to call it industry policy. It's just direct taxpayer subsidies, and usually it fails. Is there anything to indicate that this could actually work?
I don't think so. We would have been exporting these around the world if we were internationally competitive. People would have picked it up. They would have invested in it. For my sins, I read Chris Bowen's press release, and he's belled the cat. This $1 billion is a drop in the ocean. He says that Labor has committed $40 billion into wind and solar. $40 billion. That's the NDIS for a year. It's almost the defence budget. And what have you got? You still have a network that doesn't work, transmission lines that aren't built. $40 billion, Chris, I could build a lot of reliable generation that will set Australia up literally for decades.
Well, exactly. And the point is, how many manufacturing operations have either been downscaled, closed down or shifted overseas because of the high energy prices we've inflicted on ourselves over the past couple of decades? Yet listen to the Prime Minister and Chris Bowen today. They reckon this is all just wonderful.
This announcement today is, I think, one of the most significant that will be made during our term, and I'm very proud to be a part of it today.
Well, thank you, Prime Minister, and this is a great day for the hunter and a great day for our country.
Great day. More subsidies, more handouts. Would the Coalition commit to winding this back?
Well, what we would commit to is to ensure that all manufacturers have an opportunity, ensuring that we do have affordable, reliable energy. They do have available workforce. The fundamentals of business don't change. The rising tide floats all boats. I want manufacturing across the board, not just hand-picked by the Labor government in Labor seats. Where are they on the nickel industry? This won't save the nickel industry in Western Australia. It won't save aluminium smelters. It won't save the last remaining foundries, and I've got one right here in Bundaberg I'm very worried about. You've got to get the fundamentals right. That's the job of government.